Drink your water. Come on, drink your water. But first, take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath and drink some water. Take your breath, man. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, breathe, breathe, then drink. Take your breath. Now, grab your glass for that water. Get your pitcher of that water. Lift that pitcher of that water. Simply pour some water. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, lift, pour, then drink. Now move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Move your body and drink some water. Stretch it out. Family, move your body. Stretch your spine. Drink, 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 drink. Or should we say, move, move, then drink. Now raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Fam, raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors, fam. Just raise your glass. Drink, 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 drink. Or should I say, raise, toast, then. Now take your breath and drink some water. Lift and pour yourself some water. Move your body, drink some water. Raise your glass and toast your ancestors. Breathe, lift, move, toast. Or should we say, breathe, drink, eat, move. Those are 4 pillars, family. Bang. Take your breath. Lift and pour. Move your body. Toast your ancestors. Drink up. Drink, 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 drink. Drink some water. Drink, 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 drink. Drink your water. Take your breath. Lift and toast. Just drink your water, family. Great morning to y'all. It's hard for I soaked this morning. That's why I'm kind of, it's getting up in the mornings, family. It's just like sometimes it's like can't do it, but I got to do it. We got to get up and we got to toast the ancestors, family. So I'm here, and I'm proud to be here. Oh man, I didn't send out the black signal. Let me make sure the black signal get out to the family. So, it's a lot of stuff in the news. Now, the one thing that I think that I want to send out shots and love, we're going to, lift up our glass to our family members out there in California that's catching hell with these fires. They done declared a state of emergency. Shouts out to the family out in Chicago. I understand there's a school strike popping off out there. Man, it's just madness all over the world. We got assassinations popping off. We got and then the Great Pumpkin come out talking about how somebody's sniveling and shit. According to him, he was crying and whining and terrified about the U.S. forces coming in. But then we got other reports where the brother ran into the cave with his children and just detonate. Now, I don't know how you go out sniveling and you pushing a goddamn button to blow yourself up, but hey, it's all about who controls the narrative. And speaking of trying to control the narrative, family, please understand that they are coming for our narrative on this whole reparations piece. There's a political article out that I couldn't even finish reading because it was some reparations expert. Now, hold on. A reparations expert talking about how impractical it was for African Americans or the descendants of slavery to receive reparations. How impossible it is to figure out who's owed money. I mean, this is the same shit. This is why it's important that we have our voice, if nothing else but to remind us that motherfuckers is trying to feed you some bullshit. Just remember that. You understand? I'm always question, like when they say the impossibilities. When has shit been impossible ever stopped America? Shit, going to the moon was impossible. If you went to the moon, I mean, some people say you ain't go. I'm gonna take your word for it. That was impossible. You went to outer space and shit. That was pretty close to impossible. Hell, going to war in Afghanistan, impossible. 2 other motherfuckers got their ass handed to them in Afghanistan, and we went into Afghanistan. Right? Impossible. Just all this shit. When it comes to us, I want y'all to remember, family. I want y'all to remember, it's always going to be impossible when it comes to giving you justice. Always. So hey, keep fighting. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to keep doing the internet guerrilla warfare that we're doing to make sure you get the information that you need so that you can move forward in your life, right? So that you can lay down the foundation so that we can get what we need to get. Now, I wanted to finish this whole thing of water this morning, so I need y'all to bear with me, because I woke up this morning, I was thirsty, and I was trying not to. I try not to really consume nothing before the show. Every now and then I do, you know what I'm saying. But in most cases, especially in the early mornings, I'm trying not to consume anything. I woke up very thirsty this morning, so I want to make sure I get my water. And then I ain't been drinking as much water as I should. Now, the human body is an incredible thing. And in Gye-Nyame, we talk about the 4 pillars of health so that you can make sure that you are taking care of one of your major priorities. We got to make sure that the 5 parts of our being are all working together. And one of the parts of the being that I feel is often overlooked is the physical body, right? So we got to do those 4 pillars, right? That breathing, which is why we do the song. It don't take a lot of breaths, family. I mean, if you don't do nothing but the 3 breaths that we do here, take them deep and take them all the way down. That's better than nothing. Drinking proper amounts of water, right? You need to drink half your weight in ounces so that your body can use this water to help clean itself out. Okay? Then movement. Don't be at your job and just sit on that phone. Don't just sit on the phone. Get up and walk. If you need to deliver a message to somebody that's close to you, get up and walk. Move your body. Take every opportunity you can to move your body. Every now and then, stretch out. You know what I'm saying? Because when we start losing the flexibility in our spines, you know what I'm saying? That's when the sickness and the age starts. So a lot of the major diseases come with the taking the water, not having, my fault, not breathing properly, deep in through the nose, all the way down into the belly, not drinking enough water, at least half your weight in ounces, not eating a culturally appropriate diet. I'm not saying you got to give up all that shit that you eating, but I'm saying you need to add more things that are culturally appropriate. And I keep telling people, go and check out the African heritage diet. Many of the diseases and dysfunctions we have are coming about because we are not at least trying in some form of fashion to stay cultural in our food. There is a connection between cultures and foods. All right? Now, one of the things that I will also encourage a lot of people to do is start integrating some type of fermented food to your diet. And preferably food that you or someone that you know around you that is actually doing it with some integrity, as they say in on South Park, with some integrity. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that's actually fermenting food. Pickles from the store in most cases it don't count. You know what I'm saying? Some of that sauerkraut ain't even sour. You know what I'm saying? They make it all sauerkraut, ketchup, mustard, even coffee, all prior to all of the processing that we are watching right now. Teas, all of them were exposed to a fermenting process. And what a fermenting process is a natural aging. It's an aging process, right? That allows the food to be, in a sense, pre-digested for you by microorganisms, which allows other microorganisms or healthy microorganisms to be involved in the process of you consuming it, and it helps build up your microbiome. We talked a lot about that at the beginning of this when we because one of the reasons I started was so that I could share that ambrosia with you. You know what I'm saying? The whole kombucha though, or that June, using the raw honey to kind of help you, the raw honey and the green tea and the fermenting process. That fermenting process is what is it? And every time I get to this point, the words slip my mind. And this is what I was going to say about the human body as well as the mind. The name of the process is when they change lead to gold. Somebody out there know what I'm talking about. They call it alchemy. You know what I'm saying? Fermentation is alchemy. You're transforming one thing into another. Once you start fermenting, like for example, once you ferment a cucumber, it is no longer a cucumber, it becomes a pickle. It's a different thing. You know what I'm saying? And it releases some of the nutrients that make it easier for your body to get to the nutrients once you start fermenting. But this is another thing you need to, as you start getting older, and I'm not as old as some of the people that listen, but and I'm quite sure they could verify this for me. Your body is so dope that it will start compensating for some of the things that you start to lose. Like I remember 4 years ago when I went into the eye doctor. You know, I have my eyes all right. I take the eye test. You know, I'm struggling to see a few letters and shit. And so they put me on the machine and they adjust it and they ask me questions. and they got the machine to a certain point where I was seeing, I mean, how can I put it? The only way I could put it is I forgot, or my body, my eyes and my body and my mind had all adjusted to my eyes deteriorating. Because basically that with age stuff started, so I did not notice all the colors and all the clearness that I have been missing. Your body adjusts, so you need to make sure that in some form or fashion, you're doing some type of maintenance so that you can help your body in the process of staying healthy, but as well as being able to adapt as you start getting older. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, because I was sitting out in my car today and listening to the news before I came on. I said I need to start keeping notes now because I can't remember all of the news that I hear that I want to share with you, or all of the ideas that I want to share with you. All right, but family, we are tonight we got to do our show. And last week we were joined by Sister Regina, and she did her presentation, and we dedicated the show to allowing her to do that because that's what we're here for, right? You know, because she was bringing some news, she was bringing some information that we at Gye-Nyame Journey, you know, believe can help. You know what I'm saying? Plus, she supports us every market. Not only come in and as a vendor, but also comes and goes and checks out other people's stuff. So it is our responsibility to support those that support us. You know what I'm saying? That's called reciprocity. You know what I'm saying? You support those that support you. All right. Boy hunting locusts. So we've been on this one for about almost a month. I haven't done it. Because some days I come in, I just don't, as a matter of fact, tonight we might not have the show because we have parent-teacher conference tonight. So I will be at the school and I won't be getting home until about 9 o'clock. So happened to me yesterday and I wasn't aware. And I was like, I was like at school till 8 o'clock, like, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Having meetings, breaking some of the bad news to parents. You know what I'm saying? Especially, you know, and it be hurting me when I be having to do discipline for children that I'm not used to seeing. But, oh, man. But, you know, we have to go on and make sure that our children start understanding there's consequences for the actions. And even, and this is what's even deeper. For some reason, we feel that we need to teach our children that when they do the right thing, there's no consequences. We need to teach our children there's consequences for everything. Now, consequences we equate with bad, you know what I'm saying, in many cases. But there's an action and a reaction and when we make an action, there's a reaction for everything we do. Everything. So we need to make sure that our children know and are plugged into that fact so that they could be clear on that when they take actions, there are going to be some repercussions, good or bad. Good or bad. All right? So, a boy was hunting for locusts. He had caught a goodly number when he saw a scorpion and mistaking him for a locust, reached out his hand to take him. The scorpion, showing his sting, said, "If you had touched me, my friend, you have lost me and all your locusts too." All right? Warning. Warning. That was one of those warnings. Now let's go on and we're going to try to do 2 of them if we are able to do it tonight. We're going to also look at the cock and the jewel. I swear I'm making up these titles. A cock scratching for food for himself and his hands found a precious stone and exclaimed, "If your owner have found thee, and not I, he would taketh thee up and have set thee in thy first estate. But I have found thee for no purpose. I would rather have one barleycorn than all the jewels in the world." That's a good one. So we're going to work on those two if we had the show tonight. If not, we're going to try to cover them probably on, because I got some place I got to be on Kuumba, because we're going to have I'm going to try to do a quick show on Kuumba. We probably won't be able to do a toast and talk, but on Imani, we will be able to do a toast and talk and catch up on all of the on the Proverbs, if that's where the conversation leads. All right, so I'm going to finish this water and we're going to get into this toast. Why are we doing that? Be sure to check out our e-course so that you can understand some of the stuff that we try to share here on the journey. Also, all right, let me do this. Boom, 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 boom. Wow. There you go. Also, make sure you check out some of our merch. Check out the merch store. Go and look at the merch. You know you want one of these Daily Toaster shirts. Stop playing. Stop playing. I like the Daily Toaster shirt. I'm going to get some more. And we will be having some giveaways this Kwanzaa. I'm trying to get my money right so I could do that, because I got a lot of stuff I got to do as well. Because, you know, I am a family man. And I have certain responsibilities. If I don't get handle those responsibilities, there won't be peace in my home. I have to keep peace in the home. Also, here's the number. Here's the tip jar. And also, for those that like the Cash App, we got # capital G, capital N, capital J, capital M, small EDIA, Gcash at GNJmedia.com. Y'all gonna support the efforts. All right, here we go. Hopefully you checked out the e-newsletter. And we're always looking for articles. And speaking of the e-newsletter, it's due. So those that with the articles, y'all know it's due. So don't be acting like you don't know what's up. Still looking for that piece of glass. So Sasha figured, so I got the story. Sasha figured that she would pull it out, but when she tried to get it out, she couldn't get it out. So she decided she was going to use a fork. Now, I can't get mad at the creativity in that, right? You know, she was problem solving. But, you know, like I said, for every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction, reciprocity. There was it's a possibility you could be killing your daddy right now. You know, and I think she know I got an insurance policy, so you gotta watch your kids, you know. I think she know I got that insurance policy, and you know, she's trying to cash in sometime. I be seeing you ever watch some of your kids how they look at you when they get mad? Like, I can't wait for you. I ain't gonna be small forever. Ooh. You know what I'm saying? I'd be like, ooh, get this. Ooh, I saw that. All right, but hey, I've been there. I've been there and done that. All right, so family, first giving honor to the creator by whatever name you choose to call the creator. We lift up our glass and we salute that creator. And with that salute, we give a loud, resounding Ashe. From there, family, we move to our list of our ancestors. And we're going to toast them up, lift them up high. All right. Miles Brown, Ms. Ann, Robert Tex, Anna Davis, Herman Brown, St. Rosalie, Tilly, Georgia, William Walter, Christopher, Annie Gasson, Eileen, Uncle Chris, I'm Fiend, Cleveland, and Geneva Brown, Margaret Ellis, Wash Ellis, Cecil Ellis, Alvaro Brown, Gina Gaines, Herman Brown II, Barbara Twiggs, Wash Ellis Jr., Katie Ellis, Nikki Ellis, Jamon Jones, Jeremiah Tappan, John Fallar, Montague Pittman L, No More Exapet, Mount Ron, Malika Fakur, Dr. Marianne Williams, Kojo Kamal, Elder Millie Dixon, Tony Clark, Pastor Yusuf Weston, Elder Ajani, Elder Ron Coleman, Elder Robert Donaldson, Alfred Bro, Actor Jr., Jay Edwards, Carlisle Harris, Grace Lundy, Inez Harris, William Bill Moss, Phyllis Rose, Sterling and Lucy Wright, Gail Pullen, Luxor Brother, Miss Edith Brooks Crawley, Miss Marie Nelson, Mr. Frederick Crawley Sr., Miss Jerry Brunson, Mr. Alonzo Johnson, Miss Marie McDowell, Janice Foster, Charles Jordan, Kel Smith, Walter Smith, Richard Trigg, Francis Johnson, Mary Franklin, Jimmy Williams, Daniel Ford, George Gibson, Anna Loretta Clark, Inez McCrae, Fritz Clark, Frankie Justice, Katie Justice, Derek Rindelman, Virginia Rogers, Reverend James Smith, Louis Henderson, Calvin Spratling, Mary Elizabeth Walker, Raymond Walker Sr., Sarah Jane Carter, Michael Ford Jr., Kellen D. Russell, Susie B. Smith, Teresa Clay, Melvin Dale Hodge Jr., Herman Copeland, Mildred Copeland, Jenny Clay, Bird Beatty, Sarah Weller, Vita Farmer, Aunt Gold Sue, Shell Harvey, Aunt Charmaine, Aunt Evelyn, Theodolis Hasbury, Harvey Hasbury Sr., Leonard Dickinson, T.C. Islam, Terrell Dunbar, Will Thomas, Sarah Berry, Mark Walsh, Murray B. Thorne, Per G. Thorne, Ida Johnson, Florence M. Carter, Joanne Thorne, Eric Trish Lewis, Juanita Wright, Robert Wright, George Wright, Mary Eliza Frederick Davis, Mary Elizabeth Rogers, Mary Esther Keachler Reese, Linda Watson Hammond, Jarrell Giles Watson, Sparrow, Slimmy, Selvin Lewis, Andrew Holmes, Pearl Moore, Percy Moore Jr., Mitchell Owens, Booker T. Bowden, Charlie Hunt, Sammy Stover, Harry Pearson, Sturgeon Thornton, Richard Thornton, Lavinia Hall, Freeman Bankster, Mae Moss, Sophia Peacock, Willie Thornton, Napoleon Kennedy, Mark Ramsey, Paul Ramsey, Matt Ramsey, David Ramsey, Charles E. Thornton, Frankie Quells, Jermaine Thornton, Bernice Quells, Ernestine Jackson, Frankie Johnson, Teresa Mormon, Leon Johnson, Charles Bell, Vivian Ramsey, S.C. Johnson, Derek Johnson, Leon Johnson, James W. West Sr., James Parham, Dana Jones, Henry World, James Farmer, Mary Chavez, Leon Grace, Spencer Johnson, Hannah Investor, Mary Moreland, Paul Moreland, Elder Caleb, Rosemary Martineer, Ed Amatet Wellman, Fred Douglas Triggs Sr., Thelma Triggs, Thomas and Lula Berry, Lacey Eleanor Howe, Frank Russell and Davis, Fred Douglas Triggs II, Minnie Triggs, Reverend Eddie Moore, Helen Fuller, Eugene Jackson Sr., Richard Ellis, Silas Alexander, Charles Maxwell, Percy Man Alexander, Arthur Reynolds, Stanley Lockhart, Ricky Lockhart, William Lockhart, Woodrow Lockhart, Brenda Porter, Deacon Hargrove, Carla Sawyer, Andrew Parker, Doris Donald, Ellis Murphy, D'Amico Russell, Dean Monares, Gene and Ruth Jones, Jana Callahan. Great Kujichagulia to you as well, Brother Kwame. Oh, by the way, family, those that want to get those Ambrosia orders in, you need to get them in. I got one order so far, so I don't want people tripping when I make a certain batch, right? William Walter West, Nigel Paris, Elder Basidi Polani, Jim Robinson, Gladys Johnson, Valerie Clark, John and Mary Sullivan, Dirk Johnson. I got two orders, my fault. Dirk Johnson, Antonio Johnson, Denise Waters, DeFritis Hines, Honest Bostic, Edna Bostic, Winifred Scannelberry, Wilson Haley, Emma Hines, Phyllis Lee, Eugene Spratling, Kevin Spratling, Charles Wooden, Penny Brown, Roy Lee Printup Jr., Miriam Johnson, Wilbur Longmire, Edith Cadney, Janice Carter, Michael Carter, Leon Pina Carter, Margaret Carter, William Carter, Lisa Jordan, Charles Lee Mosley, Dorothy R. Blair, Ransom Evans, Sam Evans Sr., Sam Evans Sr., Nalon Blair Sr., Edward Stevens, Suanne Stevens, Joe Davis, Timothy Butler, Gene Holmes, Dana Jones, Peter Charles, Christy Nichols, Cardinal Robinson, Rosemary Charles, Ada Pearl, Bob Ingalls, Jack Wallace, Warren M. Finch, Warren P. Finch, Tim Ingalls, Audrey Finch, William Billingsley Jr., Jennifer Sensabaugh, Hazel Gadsden, Jerry Bradley, Brian Watson Jr., Kaniko Parsons, Jason Kathy Bradford, Thomas Bradley, also known as Uncle Pookie, also known as Gypsy, Reverend Roosevelt Word the Stacey Trice, Frank Smith, Mother Bertha, Michael Leonard, David Brown, Ruth Carter, June Cox, Ruth Cox, Paula Cox, Ronald Irvin, Judy Hubbard, Irene Johnson, Francis Booth Jefferson, Dan Wilkinson Sr., Emma McClendon, Jerry Doyle, Amina Robinson, Mary Nichols, Patricia Williams, Shabaka Teray, Greg G2 Gibson, Donna Hill, Richard Glebus, Lee Irby, Tommy Irby, Boy Irby, Jim Gaucher, George and Hallie Johnson, Archie and Margaret Armstead, Diane Scott, Erica Armstrong, Claire Fox, Gene Evans, Archie Beck, Anna McGill, Charles McDaniel, Christine Cottrell, Aunt Becca, Alice Arnold, Arthur Arnold, Hattie Reed, Charles Reed, Eula and Andrew Baker, Patricia and Edwin Brooks, Gwendolyn and Bob Hatch, Kimball Vernon, Bradley Kim, Janie Harriet McCates, Spencer Sturgis, Ellie Mae Baker, Ethel Baker, Creola Baker, Geneva Baker, Aaron Nino Baby Hatch, Hat Senior, Mally Miller, Housie Hashtag Cleveland, Mother Gibson, Alex Nixon, John Bowie, Lester and Rachel Saunders, Dorita Ross, Riola Ross, Robert Nelson, Preston Stevenson, Laura Stokes, Needy Johnson, Fletcher Swan, Manny and Charlie Scott, Ada Casey, Thomas Coper, Vivian Stevenson, Mona Ann Lewis, Cornetta Lyman Lewis, John Jackson, William Dallas Lewis, Mary Francis, Chappelle Jackson, Michael Slade, Joanne Perkins, Richard Jackson, Martha Ford Dawson, Big Mama, Nanny Harris, Eva Ford, James Harrison, Margaret Towns, Mary Williams, Leroy Q, Heath Sr., Albert Moore, Miss Vanilla, Albert Motley, Geraldine Elizabeth, Douglas Thompson, Earlton Houston, Let Alls, Elijah Alls, Jerome Alls, Henry West Staten, Joe Jamel Alls, and Pierce, Donald Carter, Lily Green, at the Green, Bet Bond, John Dewey, Ruth Beer, Tim Butler, Raymond Lauren Newton, J.B. Foggy, Thomas Newton Sr., Barbara Naeem, Jeanette Sanders, Jerry C. Sanders, Roy Pruitt, H.J. Bradley Sr., Henry Wilson, Rufus Jenkins, Minnie Wilson, Catherine Sanders, Maria Ellis, Elizabeth Sanders, Henrietta Irby, Mildred Armstead, Margaret Armstead, Catherine Anthony, Ruby Brown, Charles Walker Sr., Charlie Walker, Cecil Russell, Diane Urban, Haroon Phillips, William Ford, Margaret Logan, Phyllis Barnett, Lee Urban Sr., Michael Urban, Ozella Watson, Hugo Watson, John Caldwell Sr., Robbie Lee Caldwell, Nevaeh Mitchell, Ron McCormick Sr., Sabrina Easley, Rayshawn Easley, Javan McCormick, Barbara Ann Reed, Dorothy Ann Reed, John Reed, Shekamaha Reed Jr., John Reed Jr., Patricia Reed, Edward R. Benson Sr., Ato H. McNair, Lois Fernandez, Jacqueline Broadus, Reginald Oliver, Mazarine Cofer, Joyce Wan, Emmanuel Grayson, Charles Scott, Charles H. Scott, Michael Morgan, Charlene Morgan, Sybil Edwards, McNabb, Annie Ferguson, William Ferguson, Shelby McClendon. And from there, family, where do we go? We move to our black book. We have Joella Giles, James Carswell, Roberta Adams, also known as Aunt Sis, Elder Shaka McNair, Anthony Brown, Lottie Gaucher, let's see, Jonathan Ford, Lottie Gaucher, Cousin Tony, Michael Johnson, James Jimmy Johnson, Barbara Shane Lewis, Ronald Shelton Jr., Damian Top, Westina Banks, Joseph Bingham, Quincy Mama, Aunt Lady, Abraham Isaac Cundiff, Aunt Barbara Lewis, Renee Johnson, Joy, Ryan Ross Riggins, Dermonte, Marcus Price, Ness Words, Marshawn McCarroll, Demetrius Beard, Herb Jefferson, Ralph Mickens, Eric Walker, Quincy Sample, Candace Simmons, Severin Clayton, Leonard Jones, Johnny Garner, Melvin Scott Sr., Elder Clarence Lumpkin, Elizabeth Johnson, Frank Smith, Stacey Trice, Nisa Gorain, Nathaniel Hassan Turner, Khalid is in transition, Nigel Turner, Demetrius Lewis Flint, Alberta Woods, Geneva Simmons, Daniel Telly, Angeline Gantz, Sharifa, Oscar Kane, Audrey Gripper, Dominique Nichols, Ruth Elaine Johnson, Teresa Sambu, Aunt Maxine, Uncle James, Henry Margaret III, Tamara Dowdy, Nicole Harris, Julia Taylor, Richard Bozeman II, Ruth Carter, John Carter, Mr. Thornton, Johanna, Cassandra Lynette Lewis, Henderson Mosley, Charles Jordan, Henry Essex II, Fannie L. Webb, Dan Walton, Al Louty, Sue Walton, Emma Walton, James Randolph Giles, Sonny, Pete Walton, William Walton, Fred Powers, Elijah Juan Hakeem and Como, Alberta T. Davis, Charles Davis, Willie R. Mackey, Dr. Karimi Mackey, Victor Bowden, Drusilla Kitty Berger, Lucy White, Robert Lee White, Emma Jean White, Talented, Roger White, R.L. White, Jesse White, Ruby Jewel White, Justin Carl White, Jesse Woods, and it didn't say, it's Dassy Woods, Talar Woods Lennox, Jim Woods, Lizzie Woods, Juanita Alexander Brown, Cynthia Ann Wright, Richard Dorsey, Annie Simpson, Jamira Simpson, Regina Hopkins, Joseph Simpson, Nettie Dorsey, Eleanor Hopkins, Edward Webster, Alice Webster, Ivy Webster, Arnella Willis, Ethel Lane, Samanda Damon, Ethel Marshall, and Steve Dougie Shelton. We raise our glass to all of our ancestors that combine us and empower us in this moment. We salute those ancestors that laid the foundation upon which we stand. And we raise our glass, and with a resounding ashe, we salute them. Ashe. From their family, we move to our present moment. Right now, we are on Kujichagulia. Shouts out to all those Kujichagulia babies. The best day of the week, I must say. I'm kind of biased. Family, you got to stand up for your day. That's what we do here. We stand up for our day. Shouts out to all the Kujichagulia babies out there. Man, y'all out there changing the world. So we want to activate our reticular formations. And we are going out and we are hunting for Kujichagulia today. Where do you see it in your life? Where do you see it? You know what I'm saying? Take a picture of it, capture and release. Remember, don't hold on to it. It got to flow in our community. We got to have all of our principles flowing in our community because they always there. It's just a matter of us learning to see it, kind of breaking down this program. This is why we talk about blowing up old paradigms, because these old paradigms hold us stuck. So we can't see our values. We can't see our principles. We can't see our ways because a lot of stuff is getting in the way. But they're out there, right? The spirit of our ancestors is flowing. The spirit of our principles, the spirit of our spirituality are out there. And many times we miss them because we get caught up in all the stuff around us. So the challenge for us today is to seek out Kujichagulia. For those that don't know what Kujichagulia is self-determination. All right. The demonic principle for the day, just in case you want to look for that too, is justice. The color is indigo. This is what they selling as indigo. I would think that indigo would be a darker blue or more closer to black. And I'm going to have to find me a shirt with a dark, I want a dark blue with the, you know what I'm saying, dark, beautiful, like a midnight blue. That's what I kind of think when I think indigo. But hey, it's just me. I'm not a color expert. All right, but anyway, that indigo. Correspondence is the Hermetic law of the day, or Tehutian law of the day. I got to figure out, maybe Kwame can help me with the term, because, you know, Hermetic, it's not us, right? So would it be Tehutian, you know, and, Daltian, I don't, you know. But anyway, it's correspondence as above, so below. All right? That's what correspondence means. As above, so below. Right? The things up here, the things that were created in the heavens correspond with those things on the bottom. So down below. So if you master the things where you are, right? You get an understanding of how the heavens work because they correspond. All right? Male name is Kwabena. Male name, female name is Abina. So shouts out. So we raise up our glass and we salute this moment, because in this moment is where our power lies. And prayerfully, by us lifting up this glass together, we as a collective decide that we will not waste our moments and we will move forward, right? And we will move with power, using the power that's been generated for us already. It's a powerhouse waiting for us to plug into it. And that's what we do when we pour for our ancestors. We gather that ancient energy, that ancient and not too ancient energy from our ancestors to push forward into the future. So we raise up our glass for the present moment, and we say Ashe. From there we move to our children, our children's children until infinity, right? We lift up our glass, we salute them in advance. So we raise the glass up and we say Ashe. From there we move to all of our relations and we toast and we say Ashe from all of our relations, family. I want to give you that moment. You know what I'm saying? That's that selfish moment, that selfish toast. What is it that you need right now in this moment to move towards the better you, to move towards the higher you, to move towards the more powerful you, right? The netter in you, or the nature in you, right? Raise our glass. We say Ashe. From there, last but not least, I want to salute and toast the most magnificent, beautiful, uplifting, outstanding individual in the room, the wisest individual in the room. Raise my glass to you. And we say Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Family, I'm going to drink this very gingerly because I don't know if Sasha may have a plot. But family, raise it up. We say Ashe. Man, they got to be the court. God damn. Woo. All right, but yo, I am out. It's time for me to get to ironing. So I get to school. I want to kind of get there. I'm going to try to get there a little bit early today so that I can know, because I'll be coming in late on some stuff. But all right, family, This brother Hatim, and I'm out. Remember the show tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, if I'm able to make it. If not, I'll try to send a text message out. Well, no, I won't send a text message out. I need to save some of those text messages because we're moving into Kwanzaa season. So I don't want to, use up all my texts. I know I'm going to be texting a lot during Kwanzaa season. So, all right, family, we out.